Yeah, boy. Sorry. Positively powerful. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. And we at it again. Stacey Steinmiller joining me. And we're going to talk about being busy. Because if you ain't busy, you ain't good enough. Or at least that's what we're supposed to believe. Right? Right, Stacey?
Yep. That's usually how we feel.
Your recent article, The Pressure Habit, Why You Can't Stop Pushing Even When You Want to. And
Yeah.
I really, really resonated with these words because I have for a long time, at least since I started this company, have identified with that idea that if I'm not super, super busy, then I must be doing something wrong. And there's a flaw in that in that thought.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there's a big flaw in that philosophy. So what's your take on that?
Yeah. Well, I have a few. And well, it's find it interesting because most people start their own business to create freedom, right?
Right.
They
Right.
want they want more money, more time, and all of that. But you've been conditioned to work hard, and always be busy. And if I'm not, the floor is going to fall out from underneath me, right? So then you end up building your business on that same energy from your 9 to 5 or whatever, and then realize you created the same exact thing you were trying to escape from. um which I guess I'm laughing at it, but it's
I
a
mean,
little,
there's a
you know.
there's a there's an acceptable, like, when you do this, when you start your own business, you know that there's a period of time where it's, in theory, it's going to be difficult. You're striving for this, like you said, this freedom, this ability to be your own boss so that you can take more time and you can do more things because you are the boss. But initially, at least most of us do, depending on what you're starting. If you're starting a hedge fund. But you know what I mean? Like with a job, with a business that requires actual work that you must do, especially if you only have the means of starting it off and you're a solopreneur
Yourself,
and you
yes.
don't have a team, then you know that there's going to be a period of time where you're going to be busting your ass and you're going to have less time, but there's a light at the end of that tunnel, supposedly. But I think we get so used to that grind, and it's all I want to harken back to the Shawshank Redemption, one of my favorite movies, where he says you're institutionalized, right? You hate the prison, and then you begin to depend on it because it's part of your
Yes.
identity. So
Yes.
that's what happens when you're a business owner. You start to identify with this frenetic busyness, like constant going, and you got it, your hair's on fire all the time, and it's manic, it's crazy, and that almost drives you. That's like normal. That becomes normal. And
Right.
when you're not like that, you're like, oh crap, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Right.
Or the optics of that. If you have too much time on your hands, you may think that others perceive you as not as successful because you're not
Yeah.
going crazy.
I struggled with that back when I started my therapy practice, when people would be like, "Oh, how many clients a week do you see?" And I would say 20. And they're like, "Oh, so you work part-time?" Was the response to
Right, right,
that.
right.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's what you think it requires to run a business, is absolutely zero time or zero energy or zero anything." Um, so that is almost like so I felt like I had to be very vocal about all the things that I was doing, but that was coming from a place of shadow, of like a low, self-image, self-worth, that I needed to prove that I was working hard, because then it felt like it wouldn't justify the fact that I was making money to support myself, right? Yeah, because of that perception. And it's like, well, no, that's not how it is. So yeah, so it can come, this can, yeah, go in so many different directions. But yeah, so we often might try to overcompensate for how other people perceive us. We'll overcompensate because we're afraid we'll lose everything, right? If we don't. And then it's just, then you're in a constant state of stress. And then that actually impedes that next level of growth, right? Like more growth is available, but if you're doing it based off of more time and energy, you'll expend your resources, right? Your of yourself. So you need to start to think about things differently. Like, how do I expand without spending more time and energy on what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, that's the age old battle that we all
Yeah.
have. And I mean, I'm in the middle of that right now. I mean,
Mhm.
it's every single day I think about like I need to be busier. And then we talk about it and it's like, well, there's plenty of things you could be doing right now,
Right.
you know,
Right.
to work toward that goal of not being so busy. And it's kind of this weird cycle to be in. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do
Little
about it.
trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a total trap. But I it'd be great. It'd be great if as a society we could start breaking that stigma.
The Yeah, and so that's the thing is too is like, okay, well, if I really want this, if I truly want freedom, then I need to take responsibility and build it myself, which means learning to not care what other people think. It's learning to not feel like you need to be understood. It's learning to delegate and not do everything yourself, right? Like there is a way to scale and do less, and that is to hire other people. It's to learn how to do that. But then we have to learn how to give up our sense of control over things, which means we have to learn how to trust, which means we have to learn how to lead, which means we have to learn how to connect. And that's the hard stuff, right? Like we think the hard stuff is grind, 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 which I don't think that's the case. The hard stuff is actually learning how to let go, learning
Oh,
how to be
totally.
vulnerable, right? Like that's
Totally.
the stuff. That's the real stuff to work on.
Man, and you know,
Yeah.
one of the problems that I have in that letting go part is when you start to add people to your team, letting go of the things that you normally took care of, you know, for you it's a little different because your business is based on that
Yeah.
kind of one-on-one or like you are
Yeah.
the you're the
I'm
product.
yeah,
Um
which is not a good scalable model, but yes, I'm very aware of.
Yeah, I will say that the better that product is, the more valuable it is. And when people start to realize how good that product is,
Right, yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
mean, what you do is very helpful and effective. I'm proof
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
But for me, you know, we're doing podcasts and doing video production and different kinds of creative endeavors. um, I have a style, I have a way that I approach things, I have a way of getting things done. And to hand that off to someone with implicit trust and just be like,
Yeah.
you do it, whatever you
Yeah.
do is going to be fine, you know. And then and you could see why so many people in my field become micromanagers and
Right. Yes.
become the person
Yeah.
that everybody hates to work for because they're up your
Right.
ass all the time saying, "When'd you
Yeah.
do this? Did you do this? That, that."
Yeah.
I've worked with numerous micromanagers in my
Yeah.
tenure in this production business, and um, it really it was great in retrospect. It was a great learning experience because I learned how
Mhm.
not to manage. But while I was
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah.
going through it, it sucked, but it does give you there, you know, there is an upshot to
Right.
having bad managers in your career because it makes you have the
Mhm.
potential of being a better manager.
Right. It inspired you to to do better. And yeah, and that's why like leadership is actually, it's an inside job, because yeah, it's letting go, it's guiding other people, it's learning how to develop other people versus just being like, this is how you do it and you need to do it just like this, right? And there's a time and place for developing a skill, right? Like, here's how you do the skill and you do it on repetition. But for the most part, when you want to develop the people that you hire, you want their creativity, you want their own genius, you want the things that they have to offer. So you have to learn how to lead that and bring the best out of them. And that's an interpersonal process. That's an energetic process. And that I don't think gets talked about as much. But yeah, and then people will feel good about themselves because they're bringing more of themselves to the table. And that's, people are going to stick around for that because they'll feel purposeful in what they're doing instead of I'm just copy pasting what my boss is having me do. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you recommend? What do you recommend as a first step for people to start? I'm besides recognizing it.
Right.
Obviously, the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
step is
yeah.
always recognizing it's there and stuff. But
Right.
if
Which
if
tends
you're
to be the
already,
hardest one.
yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But if you're already past that first hump and you realize that you do have a problem with this pressure habit,
Mm-hmm.
um, what are some practical steps that people can follow to try to break free of that?
Yeah. So maybe it might be practicing delegating little things, like putting offloading some responsibility. And this can be at work or at home too. Um, so yeah, it's or another big thing that might resonate with a lot of people is if somebody offers you to do something, to start saying yes. That would be great. Thank you. Because the people that are busy all the time do get offers for help and they always say no.
Oh, right,
They say,
right, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So that probably, actually, that one step alone would help most people in this situation is, yeah, it's not even like they need to ask for the help because they're already being offered, and it's the no, I'll do it myself because I don't
totally.
trust you. Yeah.
Totally. That's me. That's me 100%. Excuse me, 100%. It happens all the time. Um and my my excuse for that is always it's going to take me longer to explain it to you than it will be for me to do it myself.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that one all the time. Yeah. Yeah, so
You
we
know?
all have our own excuses, right?
Right.
So that's a common one, and I'm sure there's others and others that are more special to each individual, right? So that's where people are be like, well, you don't understand my situation, Stacey, right? It's always like, well, this is my situation, and we've had these discussions, as well, and
But
it's
it's
like, no,
different.
that
It's different
yeah,
for
but it's
me. It's
different
different.
yeah, and then I point out how it's not very
Right.
quickly, and then everybody's like, "Oh." Um, so yeah, so just recognizing like if you have an excuse, start to play with the idea that even if you don't know the solution, um recognize that it's actually a lie, it's actually not true, it's actually your ego, it's actually a limitation, it's conditioning and so forth, and there is a solution, but you're just too far up your own butt to right, to even allow for a solution to happen. And that's when you really realize like I'm in my own way here, right? Like I need to do something about this
Oh
because
man.
you are up your own butt.
Oh man. Oh man. Um one
Hmm.
thing that I've been trying to do is I've just like you said, I've been trying to say yes to more people when they offer the help, and just getting over myself in that whole argument that, you know,
Yeah.
and trying not to micromanage it. I will admit that there's a fine line between training and micromanaging, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, am I training or am I just sitting there hovering to make sure they do it my
Okay.
way?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's an art, right? And that's where if we learn to not be busy all the time, if we learn to stop hurrying, we can actually create an environment for learning. And and I think that's the big shift because when there is learning, there are going to be mistakes, you know? So you do want to create enough time for there to be back and forth. So instead of somebody presenting you with something and saying, "Hey, does this look good?" and you just correcting it and saying what to correct, you actually sit down and have a conversation. Well, what do you think? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? What do you think could be better? Right? And you actually start to spark the other person's own learning process and their own creativity. And yeah, it does take more time. It's more of an investment, but now you've really invested in the person you're developing and to the point that now that they will be able to create something really great that might be better than what you were having them do or something like that. But yeah, it's like parenting. I come back to when it comes to like leadership management, I bring it back to parenting all the time because it's the same energy, right?
Totally.
So
Totally.
yeah.
Um, so, well, I mean, just like all of the things that we talk about on this podcast, on this live stream, it starts with recognizing that in yourself, recognizing that
Mhm.
that's something that you want to take care of, and then taking small one at a time steps to try to make your life a little bit easier because you
Yeah.
can't, like me, I a lot of times I try to tackle it all at once. I'm like, here's a list of things that I need to fix, and then it's just dive in and try to do it all,
Right.
and it doesn't work that way. Everybody knows that it doesn't work that way, but we never want to admit it because we think we're special and we can do it even though
Right. Yeah.
nobody else can, but I can fix all
I
these
can
things.
handle it. I can
Yeah.
do it because I'm special. Yeah. So then you recognize when you're having those thought processes, like, okay, that's all ego, right? And then it's really reflecting of what kind of life do I want to live? Why did I start this business to begin with? Why am I doing this? Like, what is this all about again? And kind of coming back to I think some of those things that are deeper. And yeah, and it's not even just with business. It's yeah, at home, like letting and it's frustrating, like especially when my daughter was little and she want to do something by herself. Yeah, it's going to take 1,000 x time longer for her to do the thing because she can't do the thing, right? So much easier for me to be like, okay, I'm just going to do this for you, but that's not how you learn, that's not how you grow. So it's coming back to why am I doing this, what is this about? So practicing at home and at work, I think it's helpful because then it's more about a new way of being, a new way of interacting with people, a new way of showing up in the world. And that's why it's hard because you really have to rewire
Yeah, it's a
like your whole
reinvention.
way of being.
It's a
Yeah.
reinvention process. But
Yeah.
I will say, for the most part, a lot of people who are entrepreneurs who have a business have encountered that need to reinvent yourselves, to pivot. Like
Yes.
most of us have had to do that in some form, and the ones that don't are usually the ones that end up not continuing on with the business because the
You'll
pivot
burn
is
out
yeah, you'll burn out, and a lot of times,
or
I mean,
everybody hates you or
with
something.
with with our podcast studios here, um when my clients come in, they're like, you are always doing something, you are always changing something, and it's true because we see trends that are happening with different studios
Hmm.
now. For probably 6 years I was the only podcast studio around
Hmm.
that was built specifically for that workflow, and now there's studios popping up everywhere.
Hmm.
So you start to see all these different trends, and we're like, all right, well, we need to keep up with the Joneses to a certain degree, but still maintain our own individuality and our own approach to
Yeah.
it. But we're constantly doing that, and so there's always some sort of pivot that we have to make,
Hmm.
whether it's incorporating certain AI tools, which
Yeah.
we try to fight against, but it's like that's stupid. It's like trying to fight against a
Right.
tsunami.
How
It's
to use
happening.
it.
It's
Right. How
coming.
to use this
Yeah,
instead of how to fight it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that pivot, it becomes part of who we are as entrepreneurs. Like almost, it's ingrained in us. Um,
Mhm.
but it's also we're also a lot of times our own worst enemy because we will fight against that stuff at the
Yeah,
same time.
at the same time. Yeah, it is a fun little process. And yeah, that's where we learn to let go, learn to recognize our resistance and move beyond our resistance, like you're saying, like AI, for example. And that's where having a lot of these deep beliefs and how to allow your nervous system to handle things like trust and knowing things are working out in your favor, how to move from a place that everything's going to work out versus a place of scarcity and fear, right? And these things do matter. And I know sometimes people are like, oh, that just sounds silly. I just want the outcome. And it's like, well, this is how you're going to have a sustainable outcome, because what you're doing is glass ceiling yourself, because
Right.
you are going to yeah, there's only so much of you. So if you don't learn how to make these shifts, you're not going to be able to expand past a certain point. And then and then it's like, yeah, well, isn't that why you wanted to do this? This is your goal, this is your dream here. And right, and then you're saying it's not possible because you will only function in the world this way.
Let go. Let freaking go. I decided to do a stupid little ticker on there, but anyway, that's
That's
kind of
fine.
the point. It's like figure out how you can let go so that
Mhm.
you're not stuck constantly in
Yep.
that pressure loop, the pressure
Yeah.
loop.
You
So
become happier and
yeah,
healthier.
yeah.
Like your whole life will improve. It's not just,
Well, just like
it's amazing.
in your article,
Yeah.
how you talk about how that affected your
Oh,
health.
my health. Yeah, I forgot to put that in there. Yeah. 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 That was all, yeah, stress. It's just interesting, like knowing, like, some people I don't know if they know, but like I knew, like this is all stress induced and I knew it. It's all control issue induced. And even though I knew it, I didn't quite know how to get around it, but I didn't have the level of coaching and support and understanding that I do now.
there's
But yeah,
there's definitely science that backs up
yeah.
this idea that when you are emotionally not well, when you're off, your body will respond and you'll have aches and pains, or you'll have
Hmm.
something going on.
Yep.
This happens all the time. If I'd say about 90% of the time when my lower back starts to hurt me and bother me,
Mm.
it's not because I threw it out picking something up or I slept wrong. Sometimes that's the case, but most of the time it's because I'm battling some sort
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
inner emotion that I'm blocking,
Yep. Yep.
and it's manifesting itself in my lower back because
Hmm.
that's traditionally the part of my body that has had the most problems, and will those things will reveal themselves there because I will pay attention when that happens.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes oh, my leg hurts today for whatever, or and you're like, whatever, you don't think about it. But when that thing bothers you, you're like, all right, now why is this happening? What's going on? What do I have to pay attention to?
Hmm.
And
Yep. Yeah, that's good insight. And that's what I tell people. And people are like, well, why does it always happen like this? Or what's that? You're right. And they think it's something special about their problem. And it's like, no, because that is how your system knows to get your attention. So it
yeah,
will do the thing that you hate the most because that's what will get your attention. And it's individual to you. And that might be the worst thing for that other person that looks different, but that's their worst thing,
yeah.
right? So it's like your body's always going to do whatever it needs to do. And that's why I incorporate so much more of like, body stuff and wisdom. Like, what do you notice in your body? Where are you holding tension? Where is this and that? Because the more aware you are, not now it's like you have a collaborative, force to help you, um, you know, move forward and work through whatever is going on. It's a mind body holistic.
Yeah.
way.
And
Yeah.
I mean, there's science that backs all that up for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
So switching gears
Mm-hmm.
now that we're the pressure,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with you lately that
Mm.
like with your business or something that you're trying to
What's
do?
going on?
Yeah,
What am
like
I doing?
something fun or
My
something
plan.
new or
Well, I mean the Substack's still pretty new. So okay, so I decided, yeah, I guess these are specifics. I don't know if they matter. To get rid of my Mighty community, or I'm phasing that out. And so that has been in the past a mix of like free or low, really low cost support resources, and so forth. And I'm basically moving all that to Substack. So on Substack for a free subscription, you're gonna at least get a weekly article, like the past three I've been putting out. But then now there's an option if you upgrade to like, I think it's like $8 a month or something, then you'll get a meditation and you'll get journal prompts. So you just get more resources to kind of do more of this work on your own. Um, and then from there, if when people are like, "Oh, I like this, I'd like more of it," then I have my other programs that they can hop
sweet.
into.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Options. And then
Hey, right.
we're
I
like
always like options.
options. Yeah. Well, I mean that's what we're doing here with
Yeah.
we
With
our two
different the different
studios. Yep.
studios. Yeah.
We had the in the main Ember studio here. We've only had ever pretty much one setup, the split table design with the cameras in the middle, and we still can do that. We can still pull the table out. We have it. It's kind of interesting because we took the table down and then we lean it up against the wall, and now there's a curtain. See the curtain behind me? Now there's a
Mm-hmm.
curtain, and the old table is still there, so we can pull that out and bust out with the
Nice.
table. Or we have these different chairs and stuff. Maybe next time I'll throw some pictures together so I can
Ooh. Or can
show.
you do it from the chair next, or would that be too hard to
You
do
know
it
what?
yourself?
I almost did that today. I
Yeah.
almost did it from the studio, but I was like, I gotta change some things around, and because I'm controlling it
Maybe you
from
can
control. But
well, you can surprise us one week with a
yeah, no, I
different
can do that.
setup.
It's been on my mind for a while. I'm like, I want to
Yeah.
start doing this from a different area, but maybe I'll
Yeah.
start doing it. So like each time I pop on, I'm gonna do a
Well, then
different
we have to
thing.
like guess, where is
Yeah,
Scott? What is he
it's
doing? What
like
are
a
the
Where's
new, and then
Waldo?
you can like show off your new little features every
Yeah,
week. That might be a fun little game.
and also for anyone that may be watching, and if you have a business and you're looking for content creation services or
Mm.
podcasting or any of that kind of stuff, we are we have some openings for next year for weekly members. So there's a
Mm.
certain amount of there's like four. It starts at 4 hours a month, or an hour a week, and you pay monthly and stuff like that. But we've got a deal, so if you wanted to prepay for the whole year and just bang that budget and get it all done, we
Mm.
have deals for that. So just check out our Facebook page, DM us from the Facebook page, and we can help you figure all that out. It'll be really cool because this where podcasts have started and where it's now evolved into, um it's amazing because it's not podcasts anymore. It's not like what it was. It's just this
Yeah.
whole other animal. Video is really big in podcasting,
Yeah.
and so getting on YouTube and short form
It's
video like
important.
the
Yeah.
TikToks and all that kind of stuff. And we're having a lot of fun helping people, venture into that world. So
Yeah. It's nice.
rockvox.com. Stacey can be found at radicallifecoach.com. And you know, don't be afraid. Here, our buddy Matt. I'm watching. I mind my own business. Um, thank you, Matt, for your support. We appreciate you jumping on the live stream pretty much every week. And I know that we get more views after the fact than when we're live,
Yeah.
but we're gonna see if we can in 2026. We're gonna see if
Mm.
we can amp
Boy.
this
Maybe we
up a
can
little
come up with
bit.
some plans.
Yeah,
We'll have a
we'll have some.
brainstorm session.
Yeah, and I have some ideas for the production value that might be pretty interesting. So we'll
Ooh.
mess with that. But until the next time, I can never find the there it is. Until next time, I have this whole list of the songs, and I could never see it in the list.
It's hiding.
It's just hiding. It's right there. It's always in the same place, but for some reason, when I glance down, I never see it. Anyway, me problems. We'll catch you next time on the Positively Powerful. I almost forgot.
Everybody want a piece of you. Gotta give them what they want, it's true. You're symphonic, yeah, so iconic. If you didn't know before, now you know.